You're listening to Lore Friendly. This is about 5 or 6 days late, but we finally managed to find time to record. With me today is Alice Bell.
Hello.
And Elianora.
Woo, I'm here. Hi, all.
We just made it in time. I think the new episode is probably of Doctor Who is probably
The new episode aired about an hour and a half ago,
It did.
but I haven't watched it yet
neither have
because
I.
I was at work and at the pub.
And it won't come to the streaming services or TV in Finland until 6 in the morning on Monday, so I have no chance of seeing it yet.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it until I get back from work tomorrow.
I won't watch it until like Tuesday, because I don't have...
It's got spiders in it, so I'm not excited.
Oh yeah, that's scary. Spiders are scary.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed, we are recording on a Sunday, so this is the last weekend before Halloween. Did you guys go to any parties or anything? I know Elianora posted.
I have not yet. Elianora, talk us through your Halloween costume.
I don't know when like the rest of the world celebrates Halloween, but it kind of was here this weekend, and I was gonna have a housewarming party yesterday, but we decided to have Halloween instead and not at my place, at my friend's place. And I had ordered and paid for really fucking fancy cakes. Like, I was like, my housewarming party is gonna be the epicest. So I had like these really super expensive autumny cakes. They were amazing, gluten-free, vegan.
No way!
And then I went to a party full of drunks who just like drink bad liquor for fun, and they were like crisps and some like shitty pie, and then they were like my magnificent cakes, which were like way too good. Everyone's like, these are way too good for this party, because we're all like a bunch of drunks and lowlifes. But anyway, my costume, because I don't want my friends, if they listen to this, to feel bad, like you know, diamonds for pigs, pearls for pigs. Do you have that saying? Pearls for pigs.
No, we do not.
Okay, anyway.
At least not in England.
It's a Finnish saying. Anyway, I was happy to provide cake. I couldn't do 13's costume because it's way more complicated than previous ones. It's got all these details, and who wears a jacket like that? Like, where would I find a long coat like that?
Yeah, that jacket is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is amazing. And I love the rainbow shirt and everything, but my friend once gave me 11th sonic screwdriver toy for my birthday. So I was like, fuck, I already have a screwdriver. Now all I need is a fez and the rest of the costume. So I was what I like to call Femme 11, because instead of the black pants that 11 wears, Matt Smith, I had a black miniskirt.
And it was hot as fuck.
And then I had like knee-high socks over the knee, and I would put that, because I didn't have pockets, because female clothing doesn't have pockets.
Yeah, no, it doesn't,
No,
and it's awful.
Especially skirts. So I had to put the sonic screwdriver to the sock, like, you know.
You should have put it in your boobs.
I had, it would have disappeared, and it was uncomfortable. I tried.
It was a very detailed and just nice looking costume.
It's a really
You went
good
all
costume.
out. People should check that out on Twitter. I know if it was me, I would probably just go as the Hulk or something lazy, where I don't have to wear anything like, you know, hard.
No, your costume is absolutely fantastic. It is gorgeous.
And I have this high-heeled boots that look like the ones Matt Smith's wearing, but so I was like all high heels, miniskirt, fez, and gorgeous makeup, and I was like, I felt so badass. It was amazing. And then we went to a bar, and I would just like scan everything with the sonic screwdriver, and people would stop me like, "Are you 11? That's awesome! You look so awesome!" And I was like, I would scan them, and I was like, according to this, you have awesome opinions. And they were like, ah, cool.
Oh, so cute.
It was awesome. And my friends, like the friends I went to, sorry I'm going on about this, but they were Elsa and Anna from Frozen. They are both guys. Like, they are really nerdy, big guys, and they're roommates. So
Is it Melsa and Mana?
Yeah. So they were like, And we were listening to Frozen songs all night, like every single language version of Let It Go at their place. And then we would go to bar and people are like, these people are weird and awesome. Best Halloween ever.
Oh, mate. We're not doing Halloween until next week.
Oh, okay.
So basically, there is a highway woman at work by the name of Joan Phillips, and I'm currently obsessed with the Adam and the Ant song, Stand and Deliver. Have you heard of that? Like, stand and deliver, your money or your life.
Yeah, you lost me.
Yeah, so basically, one of my favourite songs. I love it. So I've decided that I'm going as a highway woman.
Ooh.
But a sexy highway woman.
Is that like a bandit highwayman? Like in Skyrim?
Yeah, pretty much. But with I'm wearing like a lacy frilly top that's see-through because I'm a slut. I'm wearing these leather hot pant things, some thigh-high boots, and a cloak.
And if you happen to pass during your time, you're just gonna respawn in like 24 hours anyway, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
it's all right.
I'm just going to be holding people up all the time. It's going to be fantastic.
The Jarl is gonna send one of us a note telling us about your respawning and that we'd have to take care of you again.
You have to get rid of Bandit 450. It's back again.
Halloween just seems like more of an adult thing nowadays. It's just a lot of work. I'm not for it. But it used to be just a kid thing. Kids go out, they get candy. Now it's like
Yeah.
Halloween parties and costumes are less scary.
it's
They have to be more
sluts.
funny.
Funny or slutty.
That's true.
Yeah, James is trying to figure out his costume for this year. And the best one that he's got is a suit covered in numbers. And he's going to be a guy you can count on.
So witty.
He's going to love the sarcastic response that got.
What else are we gonna talk about? Oh, so video games. Are you guys excited for? Well, I know Alice isn't, but Elianora, are you excited for Fallout 76? Have you preloaded it?
Yes, I did today. And now that it's preloaded, there's like a counter that shows you the days, the hours, minutes, and seconds for until it unlocks. Bad thing is, it's on the night when I have a date and we're watching Doctor Who, so I don't know what's gonna be like. Doctor Who or Beta, Doctor Who. Though my date would understand that I need to leave at this hour to play the game, but I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh, my heart is melting.
And he's gonna be listening to this podcast. He's gonna be like, "Oh fuck."
It's just a beta, though, right? I mean, it's.
Yeah, it is. The game's not coming out yet or anything. It's like for 4 hours or something.
Yeah, but my heart is melting at the thought that you have to make that decision. It's horrible.
I know, right?
Can't you play together?
Anyway, probably
Wouldn't that be
that's probably what's gonna happen. I'm gonna drag my laptop to his place, and instead of having a date, he's gonna watch me play Fallout 76.
Or he could join in. You could just get him a pre-order copy.
Actually, I was thinking of that. Also, I could try to convince my employer to give me another code.
Oh, you got a code? I bought mine.
I bought mine too. I didn't get a code. I didn't even dare to ask. I was like, nah, can't get away
The
with it.
hierarchy of modders, eh?
And I'm like, I have so much work. I don't want to ask them for that.
Yeah.
Like, I have to,
Because it's one of those things, like, because they're so busy right now, understandably, that it'd be kind of like a dick move to be like, yay, where's my free stuff? You know, it's just.
Yeah, I know, right? So yeah, I was like, I just bought it. No, Pete Hines promised me one of those Power Armor editions on Twitter, but we'll see if he delivers.
Yeah. I did get an
Uncle
Xbox One from them, so that's pretty cool.
What? You're fucking with me. No way.
Did you get the Skyrim one?
I got the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy edition. The one thing that's interesting, though,
What?
is the controller comes with, like, detailed wear and tear on it. So when I first opened it, I'm like, oh my god, my controller's all jacked
It's so
up.
gross.
Oh, you got the Xbox One X as well? The Pip box.
Yeah, so I thought my controller was, like, used and worn, but then it turns out that's just how it looks. It's just the style of it, so...
So you got I'm just still trying to understand.
It's all worn on the buttons.
You got
too.
an Xbox.
Yeah.
As a thanks for doing Creation Club stuff.
Yeah.
I wish I had talent.
See, if you do something for 10,000 hours, it turns out you get good and you also get free stuff. If you're lucky.
But not the game. We did have to pre-order the game.
Why?
We probably could have gone.
Yeah, we probably could have
like,
gotten
asked.
for it free if we were like dicks about it. And
Excuse me. Please.
If we were more entitled, we probably could have gotten it. But yeah. Apparently now. But yeah, it's the beta for PC is Tuesday, so that's kind of something I'll look forward to.
I'm actually going to check if I can run it on my specs.
Yeah, probably not.
Can we like record the next podcast on Wednesday after the beta?
Sure. I
Yeah.
think, it'd be a good time.
Wednesday's fine.
Especially because we'll have seen the next episode of Doctor Who, so
Yeah.
it'll all work out.
I think that Wednesday would be a good day in general to record.
Yeah.
I'm just going to see if I can run Fallout 76.
Another game that came out you guys haven't played is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Doesn't that... The only thing that I've heard about Red Dead Redemption 2 is that it has realistic horse balls.
And horse poop. I swear
God.
to
Oh my
God.
God.
Like, I was just standing there, and all of a sudden, though, my horse let out a stream of poop, and it was just like, it's just the craziest thing.
By the gods.
When it happens, like, I knew it was gonna happen, but, like, when it actually does happen, it's still jarring. It's still shocking to see that much poop come out of a living thing. It is just... I could not deal. After that, I just had to, like, put the controller down.
That's hilarious.
And you get so dirty. Like, there's no place to clean yourself, so you're, like, your clothes get all muddy. I spent, like, 2 hours looking for a place to wash myself, but it's just, yeah. It's very...
Just like real life, then.
It's very immersive and realistic. And the world is very large, but it's just like, it's almost like, you know how real life is very large and it's incredibly boring. So
Yeah.
I don't know about the game yet. I haven't played enough of it to get a good feel, but it's very realistic. I don't know if that's a good thing, but yeah, it's very realistic and very movie-like at times. So
Well, you know what would be really realistic, being that it's set in the Wild Wild West,
and what's that?
is that if prostitutes were running everything.
That's true.
The Wild West was built off of prostitution.
There is no sex in the game,
Madams
though.
would run everything. What?
It's interesting that there's no sex because doesn't GTA
But
have
there's
sex?
realistic horse shit. What?
I do feel like that video games in general, and this is similar to Halloween, or maybe it's the backwards of Halloween, is that video games in general feel like something that are becoming more and more for kids. I mean, I don't mean that in terms of just type of content, because it's becoming more and more mature in terms of like the content, but in terms of time. Like, how do adults have time to play games that are this dense? I
don't.
Yeah, so I feel like like a game like Red Dead Redemption is a game that kids can play, but adults, it's too much. It's too much. I don't have time to play it. It's too much.
You're just too busy adulting.
I don't know if 76 is going to be like that, because they say it's 4 times the size of Fallout in terms of map size. Hopefully we have time to play it. I don't know.
I'll have
Probably
to make
not.
time.
Yeah, it might be a thing where we have to because it's like for modding or work or whatever, but it's like...
Part of work, then. It's not like enjoyment.
Luckily, at least I am enjoying my work greatly. Even if it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, we probably can't talk about that.
Random.
I'm going to cut you off right there.
Yeah.
We're going to cut out like 15 minutes of this podcast just from NDA shit that I'm not supposed to know.
Yeah, so... But yeah, I don't know. It's tough to find time to play video games. Just play them for fun these days. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll see.
I haven't played anything in ages. Like, for the last couple of months, it's just been like rearranging my life. But I kind of
Moving.
welcome the break, because last 5 years or so, my life has been consumed by video games, either gaming or modding or working on it. And now it's just like I've detached myself from it a bit. So it's kind of good to like charge my batteries, and soon I can get back to being a no life, sitting at the computer all the time.
Yeah, especially because it's become your work now. So in that case, you don't have to do both. You don't have to do a job and mod and stuff, right? So
I have so many mod projects I want to continue and updates for stuff that I've already released. I have ideas for houses, I just can't find the time to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not even working that much. It's just like I have so much other stuff in my life. Like I'm out half of the week just doing real life stuff.
yeah, which is good and healthy.
Yeah. After 5 years of sitting
than
inside.
Being just like a plain old modder. Actually doing things outside of the modding scene is crazy.
Yeah, you're getting sun. You're getting vitamin D.
Ew, vitamin D.
I'm sorry,
Vitamin
cats between me and the mic, so if you can't hear me,
No,
it's
it's the cat.
Ew.
And our final guest host.
I know the last time I went to a doctor, that's what they said I needed more of, vitamin D. I'm like, oh, because
But you can just get that out of a jar.
yeah, I don't need to go out to the sun. I could get it in a pill.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Who
what
needs
I do.
outside?
Fuck you, son. I don't need you.
I don't need anyone.
You're,
I have pills.
you're only the ball of energy that gives life to everything, and without whom we would not exist. But, you know, fuck you anyway.
Overrated. Overrated
We
ball
could
of
build an
fire.
artificial sun with artificial light. It probably
and
wouldn't
put
work.
it
Yeah.
everywhere on the planet to keep everything alive. I don't think that would work, but close.
Yeah, we we could maybe have it in pill form. How about that? Just like my vitamin D tablets.
Sorry, I'm looking at something completely unrelated.
Oh, that's right. We didn't talk about your porn name. What are you looking at? Are you looking at porn of yourself?
Yeah. I decided to. Me and James were messing about in the pub, and we were like, "I'm just gonna Google and see if James is a porn star," and he's not. Because what came up for his name was like a really artistic person who's worked with Childish Gambino and stuff.
I'm assuming
Whereas-
James is the name of your boyfriend, not a random
Yes,
James.
it
Okay.
is.
You can't just say James and we don't know what
Oh,
who
yeah,
you're
sorry.
talking about. I could say, yeah, so like Barack was hanging out the other day and see you would know who I'm talking about because there's only like one Barack, right? But you
Yeah.
say James, it could be anybody.
Yeah, but so I decided to see if Alice Bell porn turned up anything, and it turns out that there's a quite popular porn star who goes under the pseudonym of Alice
I
Bell.
don't think she's that pop. I've never heard of her. I mean, I know of pretty much every porn star because I'm a man, but I've never heard of Alice Bell, so she can't be that popular.
I'm just enjoying the titles of these videos, honestly.
But you have to think about that someone out there, this person,
They've got 24,000 views.
this person was trying to think of a sexy name, was trying to think of a name that would just exude that kind of, you know, sexual aura, and that's the name she came up with. It's Alice Bell.
It's not a sexy name, let's face it.
How is that your porn name? How does that become your porn? Unless it's her real name, I don't know.
Well, you wouldn't go into porn using your real name.
No, you wouldn't.
You'd use a pseudonym.
Well, you would say that about modding too, but I went into modding with my real name, so there you go.
Yeah, and I went into modding voice acting with my real name, where I'm playing many prostitutes. So maybe that's it. Maybe she's like capitalizing, right, on the popularity, right,
Oh, that's right.
of my prostitutes.
Are you sure it's you and not the Twitter Dr. Alice Bell?
Oh my god, that would be bad. The scientist.
The scientist, yes. She's capitalizing off her. Because we've talked about this before, where there was another Alice Bell who is the first name that pops up in Google, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you gotta
She's
overtake
far
her.
more famous than me.
You gotta overtake her, because you want to be that first search result. So then when other people search
do.
for Alice Bell, that you're the first one that pops up. See, I've already ruled over all the other Kris Takahashis. There's another one that's like a gymnast or something. A female gymnast, and then there's like a football, not a professional football player, but just like a high school football player. If you Google them, all their
Yeah.
search results are like way under mine. I'm sure if you Google Elianora, it's the same. If there's some other Elianora out there famous for like jousting or something, I don't know, she's not gonna come up.
Nope. It's like all me.
Not if she's famous for jousting.
I think first results would be my Twitter and my Nexus. But funny thing is, if you Google my real name, nothing comes up, and some other person who has the same name as me comes up, like her LinkedIn.
Your real
or
name's
something.
out there, right?
It's not very much out there. I don't use it anywhere.
Well, there
like,
we go. You've protected yourself
Yeah.
well.
You didn't use it for the Mage's Tower or
No,
the other
no.
house?
All my Creation Club stuff just uses Elianora.
Ah, okay.
I didn't want my real name on there.
Good to know.
Which is
'Cause it's-
fair.
No one would, even Bethesda can't spell my name right. Have you seen my E3 badge?
Yeah.
It says has my name wrong. Anyway, so
It's James.
Like-
Her real name is James.
Yeah.
For those people who aren't aware.
Surprise! I've been dating Eleanor.
That's why there's so much confusion whenever Alice says it. It's just like, wait, we're talking about James, the Elianora, the modder. But yeah, anyways. So does this porn star even look like you, or is it just like somebody completely different?
I don't think that she looks like me, but
Okay.
she does wear glasses in some of her videos, and they are quite
Is she like
similar
goth
to my
and
glasses.
vampire? Does she have your style?
Nah, I'm not goth and vampire. I'm a lazy tramp. That's my aesthetic.
Because that would be weird if it was someone who like looked like you, and you'd be like, "Oh crap, this is weird. People are gonna mistake this person for me."
Yeah,
Not that there's anything wrong
That
with being
would
a
be
porn star.
awful.
It's a very
but at the same
respectable job.
time, I'm not a porn star. I just voice them.
Yeah. What would your porn name be?
My porn name isn't the formula for your porn name like your mother's maiden name and your first pet.
I thought it was the pet name and the name of a cross street where you lived on.
your middle name and the name of the street you grew up on.
I would be Oscar Wellington.
That's terrible. That doesn't even work with Finnish names.
No. It would work fantastically for a male porn
Wellington
star.
beef.
Wellington.
My street name is perfect for a porn. It's Summit. I grew up on Summit.
So what's your porn name?
I don't know. It would probably be something like Dick Summit or something.
You did not name your first
I don't have a
pet,
pet.
Dick.
I don't have a pet.
What did you name some of the people who you had on Oregon Trail then?
I don't remember. But Dick Summit sounds like a porn name.
Yeah, it does.
Or it could be Richard Summit if you're fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dickie Summit.
What is your porn name, Eleonora?
Hakki Falpakankuja, which would make no sense
Oh.
because Finnish names are horrible. It's like Fallbacks Street
Yeah.
is where I grew up on. That doesn't make any sense. And my first pet was a hamster called Hakki.
Okay. You
Or something
just
like
just
that.
stick with James. You'll be all right. Which is a pseudonym for Dick, isn't it? Like a Jimmy, or is that a pseudonym for condom?
Yeah, Jimmy's a pseudonym for condom.
Oh, that's right. There you go.
Dickie is Dick. Johnny is also a condom.
Yeah, there we go. Anyways, we've gotten off track. We were going to talk about Doctor Who, which, a perfect segue to this episode of Doctor Who. Which,
Yeah. Now, I'm going to preface my personal discussion of this episode by saying that I have never formally learned about the civil rights movement in America. So basically, when we did GCSE history, they had like a choice of topics to teach us. So that was First World War, Second World War, Roaring Twenties, Depression, Cold War, and civil rights. And we did the first three.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
Ryan didn't know, right? In the episode.
Yeah, well, Ryan is clearly an accurate product of the British school system.
Yeah, and so this episode like focused on Rosa Parks and civil rights. It's a big thing in America. It's something everybody learns here.
Yeah.
But
The only way that I learnt about it was a couple of years
Yeah.
ago when it was on Horrible History.
But it is interesting to like see it from a British perspective of Doctor Who, you know, all British actors, all English actors, and so I did find
Writers.
that interesting how they, like, you know, they weren't taught certain things, or I mean, I guess it's understandable because it's not English history. There's things about English history that we don't know. I wouldn't know.
Oh, yeah.
So.
No, we erase so much English history. That's the thing.
Ah.
In the English school system, we generally only learn about the glory days, which
Right.
is maybe the thing with just like teaching national history in general, in that you only learn about the glory days. So we learn about the Victorians and the Tudors. We don't learn about, say, British slave trade, for example, or the American Civil War, for example. Things like that. We don't learn about it. I only learned about prison colonies a couple of years ago.
So you don't get taught the whole, like, anything about America getting their independence. It just never happened. They weren't a colony at all. We just
know that it happened because we don't get taught about the Georgians in English. At least I didn't get taught about the Georgians in school. And the reasoning behind that was, I assume, because not a proud moment in British history.
What about Finnish education? Do you get it all, or do you just get, like, the sanitized version?
I had no idea. Plus, all the history lessons that I've had were like 20 years ago or something, so I can't remember stuff like that. I never need that information anywhere, so I just forget everything. Like, I have the worst memory.
You're like, I wasn't paying attention in class anyway, so don't even quiz me on that stuff.
The sad part is that I loved history in school, but I can't remember fuck all about it. So, but I'm definitely sure that I've never heard of Rosa Parks before, because I'm like completely ignorant with everything history related. I don't even know about like general stuff that goes around the world, because it just makes me depressed that everything's shit. Yeah. So I don't follow anything. I was like, okay, I'm learning about Rosa Parks in this Doctor Who episode. I had no idea.
It was surprisingly accurate too. Like the whole bus scene, like all the quotes and everything. Like
really?
Yeah, in terms of like if you read the Wikipedia page, it's like line for line the same.
Are you shitting me?
Like look at the Wikipedia page for Rosa Parks. Like it says like the bus driver said this, he grabbed the white section and put it in the back, and so basically, other than the fact that Doctor Who was there as well as her companions, Doctor Who, why do I keep saying Doctor Who? Other than the fact that the Doctor was there and her companions, that part isn't on the Wikipedia page. Maybe somebody should put it on there, but everything else is like line by line. It's interesting.
Maybe they just use that for reference.
Yeah.
On the episode, because they didn't quite know what they were talking about. They were like, I'll just Wikipedia that shit.
That's true. It wouldn't be the first time. There was no mention of a time-traveling Nazi as well in the Wikipedia page, but he was in this episode.
See, that's a subject that I feel like they've skipped over, generally, in just the whole of modern Doctor Who. I can't speak for classic Doctor Who, but like in modern Doctor Who, it seems like interspecies racism isn't a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they addressed that.
I don't find this guy's motives at any way realistic, though. If 5,000 years or whatever in the future and you're struggling with your life, you're gonna come back to this flashpoint as something that like cause you to have a like struggle in your life, or I don't understand it. And maybe if we learned his whole story we would be able to trace it back, but it seems like you could go back to a different day and maybe like win the Mega Millions or something. You could have gone to last week. You could have gone to October 20th of 2018 and popped in the Mega Millions numbers, and maybe I don't know. Maybe money doesn't equate to happiness, but it would have made me happy
maybe
that I won. You can't tell I didn't win.
Maybe inflation just doesn't work very well back then. But the thing that I found really striking about this episode is so in England the show is aired at 6:45. Now in England, I don't know if this is the same overseas, but we have a thing called Watershed, where there's certain content that you can't air before 9 p.m. And some of the content that they were addressing, the racism and the language that they were using within the episode, was stuff that I was very shocked to see at a TV program that's aimed at children in a good way.
Yeah, I mean it's educational.
Like, I feel like it's not it's not glossing over the fuckery that happened. It's being very honest about it and very frank about it.
Yeah, and you learn something new. I learned something new, and I grew up in an American education system. Like one thing I didn't realize was that like if you were because we had the other companion, I forget all their names, but what was her name? They called her Mexican.
Yes.
She was allowed to sit in the white section, which is not something I was aware of. I thought like if I was there in that time, would I be allowed to sit in the white section? I don't know. It was weird.
It's a grey area, isn't it? Because they
Yeah, that's something I didn't realize. But it also speaks to how there is, even though I'm a minority, like, and you guys are minorities too as women, but
not
yeah,
like
yeah,
I'd be allowed to sit in the
right,
white
right.
section.
But as minorities, we still have some privileges that African Americans don't, even though we're minorities. Like, so it's just it even speaks to today, like how like. If I walk into the store as an Asian man, I'm probably not going to be followed around by the store owner or whatever, or I'm not going to get shot by the police.
Yeah.
So, but if I was black, then that could happen, because just for being black, like there's like, you know, racism and stereotypes that people have. And so
yeah, like there's far more inbuilt oppression for certain perceptions of certain races than there is other minorities.
yeah, so it's just it's different. And we have, as Asian people, we have our own like issues where or other like races may have more privilege than us. So it's just it's different. It's complex, I guess, is what.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought that was interesting. That was another.
I thought it was really wonderful how they were actually addressing it instead of just skimming over it like they did in the 10th Doctor's season.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Martha.
that.
Yeah,
Because they just quickly like did a thing with Martha. That's the only like episode I remember, only instance of racism that the show's dealt with before, and now it's like full on kind of social justice warrior-y. Racism is shit and outrageous kind of episode, and it was like it was so obviously just about that.
Yeah,
I found it kind of refreshing, but also weird.
There's always this weird sort of I mean, it's difficult to kind of mesh the two, because one is a very serious topic, and then Doctor Who, the show, is like supposed to be fantasy and escapism
and whimsical.
Yeah, and there's always this sort of unspoken thing where, yeah, you're a time traveler, you can travel back in time because you're white. You know, it's just like if I had a time machine, I could not go back in time to certain places. I could probably only go forward. So there's always this kind of weird sort of, I don't know, it's like a cross section where it's a very serious issue, and then it's like, how do you like meld that with a show that's supposed to be escapism and supposed to be fun? And yeah, it's difficult, but I think they did a good job by just not having them interfere in the history itself, by having the history affect them and have them like have the characters learn about themselves through the history, as opposed to kind of like saying Doctor Who, like, you know, saves the world. Doctor Who, why do I keep saying that?
Doctor Who
the doctor
saves the world.
The doctor saves the world. The doctor is the reason why the civil rights, you know, movement started, or
movement happened.
It's like Superman kills Hitler or stuff like that, you know. It's just
good old 1940s comics, eh?
That always like strikes me as just off tonally, but this episode I think they did a pretty good job of just balancing that.
Yeah, there was just like protecting history, protecting time.
Yeah.
With her whole speech about it and everything.
And they still made Rosa Parks the
meant
hero.
to be, yeah. I really loved how they did Rosa Parks' character. Like I said, I don't know much about the American Civil Rights Movement. What I've learned is stuff that I've learned later on, kind of thing. It's stuff that I found out by myself. So I really enjoyed how they portrayed her. And it seems to be like part of a cultural movement in English television at the minute to maybe highlight black figures in history rather than just white people, because there's been this whole movement recently in the English education system to start recognising characters such as Mary Seacrest, who were companions to Florence Nightingale, did the exact same work as her, and were not acknowledged for it. There's a big movement at the moment in the English education system to make sure that these characters are getting recognised. Yeah,
I think it was a well done and educational episode overall. The one part that I thought was tonally off was at the end credits, where it was this really like mournful and just emotional moment. They have this choir singing. I
did not like the music towards the end of that episode. It took me right out of it.
No, because for me the music, the choir part was very like black church kind of thing. It was very emotional, and then they show the next week's episode, and there's like people singing like emotional music, and the guy is like screaming because he saw a spider or something.
No, it was there was a soundtrack that came on when they were doing the whole refusing to move on the bus scene, and I don't know what it was about it, but the song just seemed a little bit off. It seemed too poppy.
But they were playing the emotional music while they were showing the guy screaming
I
about the
know.
next episode. He's like,
Why is it spiders? I'm not looking forward to it. I hate spiders.
someone should have really like shut off the music before they showed that next
Yeah.
episode stuff.
Like, you can just blend it in quite easily to the Doctor Who theme tune and
Yeah.
then woo whoop.
Yeah. Fade out before we hear this guy scream.
Yeah.
I don't know. Any other thoughts?
I'm terrified of spiders.
Same. It's not gonna be fun.
I'm not looking forward to this. I'm gonna have nightmares tomorrow night.
Okay, who thinks the whatever Kratos or whoever he was called is gonna return in the upcoming
Kratos.
episodes? Because
Mr. Toothface?
his name was weird.
Yeah.
The Nazi time.
He does look
traveler.
like
Oh, no,
Kratos a bit,
different
just
dude.
except for teeth in his face.
No, that's you're thinking the
the
first.
villain from this episode, mate.
The guy with the gadgets.
Oh,
Ryan,
Nazi
the racist
guy.
who
Okay,
Ryan,
okay.
Nazi guy, yeah, who Ryan sent into wherever. So who's gonna?
Surprise, he's the master.
Well, they said he sent him way back. Maybe he sent him to like the age of the dinosaurs. He got eaten by a fucking T-Rex or something.
Yeah, he's gonna find his way back to somehow to wherever. Then they're gonna cross paths, and he's gonna like swear revenge on the
Maybe-
Doctor or come after Ryan or whatever, and he's gonna be like one of the reoccurring villain
possibly.
encounters in the show.
Crazy theory. What if Ryan sent him to a time that was filled with like sulfuric acid and it melted his face to the point where he could stick teeth into
Maybe.
it? Boom! Reoccurring villain. There you go.
Or maybe he's just gonna get stuck in like the dinosaur age, and he's gonna blame a Stegosaurus for his life's problems or something. He's gonna hunt it down.
Why, Steggy? Why?
It's just as reasonable as blaming Rosa Parks for your problems. So I don't know.
Yeah. If you didn't evolve in a certain way.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it would be interesting if they did connect it to the Toothface people, because that is like the main through line for this season, right?
Yeah.
You think they're all like that? Are they all warriors? Maybe there's like a pacifist version of the Stenza, like some guy who just
Stenza, there you go.
What do you think they take instead of teeth?
Well, maybe they put gummy bears in their face or something. Maybe there's like one Stenza with a bunch of gummy bears in his face, and you know he's cool because he doesn't like kill people and take their teeth.
I want to imagine that he's taking just feathers, like feathers of peace, that sort of thing, and just sticking them in his face so he looks like a
Okay.
chicken.
If you're a Stenza, is that what you would do? You would stick feathers in your face? Wouldn't that tickle?
Yes. No, you tickle everyone who came in to kiss you because you were such a lovely person.
What would you put in your face, Eleonora?
Me? Oh, Elianora.
We know what you would put. You
Coffee
put
beans,
feathers.
obviously.
Coffee beans.
That's
Coffee
a dick.
beans.
What?
Of course. Different coffees that I've tried and tasted, I would always put the bean on my face. Obviously.
What if the Stenza are ancestors of the Absorbaloff?
Who are the Absorbaloff?
You know?
You have to remind me.
The Absorbaloff is the dude who was played by Peter Kay in the awful episode that was based around ELO, Mr. Blue Sky,
Mr. Blue Sky.
with the
Please tell us
alien
why.
that had
Too
yeah.
hard away.
with the alien that had all of the faces coming out of him because he absorbed them.
Okay.
What if the Stenza are distantly related to the Absorbaloffs?
It's possible.
I
Anything
don't
is
remember
possible.
that.
Conspiracy theory.
Oh, another thing about this episode that I thought was fun was the whole like Back to the Future type stuff, where you're changing
Yeah.
little things here and there, and that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed that.
Because that's really how history works. I mean, you move one thing. It's what's the theory? It's the butterfly effect. There we go. Yeah. So you just squash one butterfly, kill one Stegosaurus, and like everything changes. So
Yeah.
so I get that this guy was very exact in tracing the exact flashpoint that changed his life. It's just I don't connect the dots here from him to Rosa Parks. So I don't know.
Well, it's like pebbles, isn't it? So you drop a pebble in some water. And when you drop the pebble in, the ripples get larger and larger and larger.
Yes.
So you can trace back the massive ripples all the way back to that centre point. And I'm guessing they just assumed that Rosa Parks was the centre point
Yes.
of all of his racist problems.
Yeah, he didn't particularly have a specific problem with her. It was more like she started it all, so that was his thing. He wanted to change that point in history so that
How
the
dare
future
you
would
aim
be.
for equal rights?
Yeah.
No, I mean, you could trace it back. Like, let's say a racist guy like lost his job or something to a black person who, and he thought it was because he was black, like even though it's because he was more qualified. But like, let's say there's like a racist person today who thought that and then traced it back to Rosa Parks. I get the dots connecting there in his mind. But this guy is from the future, right? We're talking about like thousands of years, maybe hundreds or thousands of years. I'm not sure, but
I think this is the point of the episode, is that it's pointing out how stupid it is to attribute your own shortcomings
Yeah.
to an event in history that is completely out of your control. That in general is a net positive. I bet you he just lost his job, didn't he? He just lost his job.
Well,
And he's looking for someone to blame.
Yeah, he
And it's
wanted
like,
someone to blame, yeah.
yeah, and he also killed like a bunch of people too. So.
oh, yeah, that
Well,
as well.
he didn't actually, because he couldn't.
Oh no,
That was the
before
thing, he could.
before
He
he.
initially
right, yeah,
killed a load
before.
of people, and then he
Yeah.
can't kill a load of people.
Yeah, and now he can't kill, so what he does is he changes history so he can, like, get shit done.
Yeah.
Because the only way he can cause havoc now, by changing little things.
Yeah. As opposed to changing big things like winning the Mega Millions. So.
That would have
Yeah.
that would have been so much better.
Actually, I don't know. That
just feel
actually
like
might
this-
have not been a good thing for him to be a billionaire, because we don't want a racist
No.
like that being a billionaire.
Oh no! How can you imagine that? Oh, that's so difficult to
Yeah.
imagine. I think we're getting a bit too political now.
And if he became president or something, and
Oh, crazy.
There were some weird stuff about it. I felt weird at some points of the episode. Like, why did they do this like this? This is they took like the easy way out, like how Ryan dealt with just sending the guy back in time. It was
But-
sort of.
But
it
again,
was
that
over
might
so
have some
quickly.
payoff, like you said, if he turns out to be a reoccurring villain.
Yeah, there
So
had
it
to be
could make
something like
sense for that to happen, yeah.
Greatest moment was probably when Ryan went to watch over Rose Parks and went to that like council
oh
meeting.
yeah, that was great.
And met Martin Luther King.
Yeah,
Going back to the fact that he sent that dude back in time, like he is showing a bit of recklessness. That's what we've seen in these first few episodes,
Yeah.
like the whole Call of Duty shit,
Yeah.
and then this where
Yeah.
he just like zaps the guy into the past. He doesn't like really care if there's any consequences to it, and so yeah, he is showing that aspect of him. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays later on, if he's gonna do something that he's gonna regret or something.
Yeah.
yeah. I wish the doctor would have told him off for doing that, because she told him not to. Like, we're better than this guy. We're not doing the whole. Like, she was going on about how we're not harming anyone or doing
Yeah.
anything, and then he goes and zaps him off to
That is
basically could be his
A
death.
very cartoon trope, though. It's like, we don't want to be like them or something, even though sometimes, like, shooting and killing them would have been the best solution and from a practical
Yeah.
sense. But in the cartoons, you're always like, what's the exact trope? I don't know what it's called, but it's like where, like, good guys can never kill, like how Batman can never kill.
Yeah, good guys can never kill, yeah.
It's like one of those things where, well, like sometimes, like, because the Batman doesn't kill the Joker keeps coming back and keeps doing horrible shit, and so it's like, yeah, maybe the Batman should kill the Joker. I don't know. So it's like one of those things,
Yeah.
where someone is so irredeemable, it just, yeah, I don't know. Now we're advocating murder. Great.
Way! What a classic end to the week, eh?
Yeah. So there's nothing else you guys want to talk about. That's it.
I don't think so yet, no.
No, I think it was supposed to be like a remarkable episode, but for me it wasn't all that remarkable after all. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was really good and emotional. I just feel like I don't know if Doctor Who the show is a vehicle for that, if it's like the right way to convey that kind of story, you know what I mean? Because there's always like, it's a show that's supposed to be whimsical and fantastical, and it's just difficult, and I think they did it well. It's just, it's never gonna have
it's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, it's never gonna have the same emotional punch as if you did a documentary about Rosa Parks and you focused on her heroism singularly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a difficult balance, but I think they did it well. But yeah, I get where you're coming from
Yeah.
when you say you found it unremarkable. So that's it for this episode. Tune in Wednesday when we'll talk about the beta for Fallout 76 and anything else that's on our
More
minds.
Doctor Who.
Other porn star news.
Yes. See you later.
Laters.
Bye.